So hello everyone and welcome to the 3 a.m. Grand Prix. We're here today at the Magny and Magny Cours track at the Budapest International Circuit to the Hungary. We're here for the race. Obviously, if you haven't seen practice or quali, I recommend you to do so. But we got 6th place in Q3 after getting 2nd in Q1 and 3rd in Q2, but nevertheless we will be doing a 3-stop, as you can see on your screen right now, between lap 22, then 37 and 55, and from then on go until the end. 15 lap stint, and to be 70 laps hopefully around the Hungary. But without further ado, let's get this Grand Prix underway. So here we are then, waiting for the lights. Behind 2 Renaults, 2 Ferraris and a McLaren Mercedes, and just pretty good qualifying from Tony. Probably not what you would be expecting to get. I do believe this is Tony's 3rd best qualifying of the season, after qualifying, I do believe, 3rd in Monaco and qualifying 4th at Magny Cours. So pretty decent job here at Hungary to get 6th place. Can this mean Tony will finally get points? Well, we need to see if he can last the whole 70 laps, the Hungary, keep himself out of trouble, and maybe he has a real chance of getting his first point of the season. He showed the pace, just need to show the consistency. As the final cars line up on the grid, everyone's ready to get this Hungarian Grand Prix underway. We have 4 and 5 lights now. Lights out and away we go, and it's a terrible start from Physical there off the line. Schumacher and Matt having a pretty decent start. Schumacher might look up the inside of Alonso as Physical looks up the inside of Massa. Very messy first corner for Tony, however he does put himself ahead of the McLaren Mercedes of Juan Pablo Montoya. So that's 5th place at the moment, only behind the 2 Renaults and the 2 Ferraris. Montoya under pressure from Rubens Barrichello. Schumacher and Alonso are just running away with it. Physical Massa trying to catch the 2 cars in front as Tony tries to keep up with them. Same with Juan Pablo Montoya. That is a much better exit than Massa, but I've seen this from way too many times. Straight line speed, not exactly the forte of this middle car. Oh, and there's a car out, and I do believe that was a lapped car. I think that was a BMW Sauber. Not sure why or how that happened, but yeah, pretty unfortunate for whoever it was, because lap 2 and he's already lapped. It's not exactly best results ever. But he does seem to have front wing damage or no front wing actually. Oh, that's a very good exit. Oh god, almost contact there between Massa and Tony. Again, no straight line speed for him. But a lot like Monaco, track that doesn't give a lot of credit for engine power, but for downforce, the slower cars have a bigger chance of staying connected. And that is exactly what's happening right now. Tony pretty much smelling the exhaust pipes of Massa. Like now, as Massa loses a bit of time to Fisichella, and Montoya is just falling behind. 2.1 seconds now between Tony and Tony and Montoya. Oh, that is a brilliant exit, side by side, and he gets the move down on Massa, but Massa might get back up the inside of turn 1. Yes, he does. There's a bit of contact. Oh god, we almost lost the car there. And Massa recovers 4th place at the moment. We are exiting corners. The Milan looks a lot stronger than the Ferrari of Felipe Massa. Oh, that was a little nudge. I don't think it was my fault, however. And that was very quick. I think I gave him a nudge, but then he just went massively wide, and that was not my fault. I don't think. So that is Tony up to 4th place. Now he needs to try and catch Fisichella. Already put 1.1 seconds on Massa, which is very important due to this straight, which pretty much will be the only place Massa can challenge the Milan driver. $17.7. No. Oh boy. That is a penalty for me. Yep. That was... I panicked. That was literally what happened. I panicked. Tony's down to 7th. And podium is pretty much gone. Although Fisichella was pulling away. Either way, but now Tony's between the two unders. Luckily, it's now Massa leading this group. It's Montoya, who proved to be slower than Massa, and Tony so far in the race. So hopefully it can keep it like that. And Tony will take advantage of it. Oh, we have a bit of damage. No front wing. Thanks to Barrichello. Doesn't seem to be too bad, however. So maybe when we go to the pits we might change it, but so far it doesn't feel too bad. God, these guys break way too early. That was a terrible corner from Barrichello, and he gets the move down. What a move! What a move that was! Next up is Felipe Massa, running in 5th place at the moment behind McLaren, as Barrichello tries a very stupid move. And Button is now side by side with him, as Massa and Montoya gain a couple of precious seconds to the Midland driver, 2.9 from Massa to Tony, and exactly 1 second separated Montoya from Massa at the start finish line. Tony and Massa had very similar pace, so Massa would probably be catching Montoya and then would lose time for being behind him. I'm not sure. No. That was scary. Oh wow, really? Well, at least it's only 1 second. It's not 6. Still, I think it was a bit useless. Ten laps gone. Tony's still running in 5th, which is not a bad result at all. Although he was running in 4th at one point in the race. A 4th place that I don't think it's totally out of sight just yet. 6.4 seconds. Tony proved to be faster than Montoya in the early stages of the race, so we'll have to see how this develops. Well, this is an overall, it's, wow, 1:17.1, that's the first lap of the race, I do believe. That was quite an extraordinary lap. Getting time to everyone, and essentially to Montoya and Massa. No. Okay, I managed to save it. Kinda. Oh my god, that was scary. That makes the gap, however, 8.6 to Montoya now, when it was 5 point something. It was going down slightly. So, a couple of extra seconds we need to make up till the end of the race. Well, pretty interesting development at the front, with Alonso, Schumacher and Physical all very close to each other due to the back markers. And these can be the ones to make Montoya and Massa lose a lot of time, or lose a lot of time to Tony. It can cost a lot of time either. And Montoya is in the pits. That is very interesting, as no one seems to acknowledge that there's a white line that needs to be followed. Now Leistensberger steps out of the way of Tony. Montoya with the undercut on Massa. and Tony as well. Although he was ahead, trying to stay ahead. However, he'll get a lot of traffic than others because there's people not busy. Here's Heidfeld fighting with some mass and physical into the pits. And Heidfeld is fighting with Takuma Sato, I do believe. Yeah, it's Takuma Sato there. Anyway, Tony then staying one more lap after Physical and Massa. Physical a little bit too far ahead. Massa lost quite a lot of time behind the back markers, so we'll see if he gets a bit more traffic as well during this lap. Aston has the track all to himself, but at the end of the lap Alonso stays out for another lap, so this is Michael Schumacher. Tony, however, pits. Let's see if they can get a good stop in. Oh, pretty decent stop, 7.9 seconds. And he comes out ahead of Massa, just ahead of Massa. That is impressive. Managed to get the overcut so even on the Ferrari. And that is big news, as there's a Toro Rosso in front of them, the back marker. So Tony probably wishes he get out of the way as he goes very close to the wall. Too close for comfort. Around just he goes. Wow, that is a brave move. As Montoya is struggling with the back markers as well. Lucy lets Massa through. As Takuma Sato, not quite sure, but Physical is right ahead of Montoya as well. So Physical lost a lot of time behind back markers as well, apparently, which means currently 4th place and at 3rd he is right in front. Button is the only man not to have pitted yet, along with Alonso. Michael Schumacher has pitted though. Oh no. That was a big mistake. Luckily Tony had a big enough gap to Massa, but very scary there at the exit of the chicane. Yeah, some guys seem to go for a 2-stop apparently. Drivers like Button and Alonso, which could pay out pretty well for both of them, especially for Button, who was 8th, and now he's 2nd, right ahead of Michael Schumacher though. Meanwhile, Mass is the unluckiest driver of the top 8. After starting 3rd, he's now running in 6th because Button finally pitted, which promotes Tony to 5th. Physical and Montoya get a few more back markers to deal with, which will suddenly help Tony and Massa to close in on the duo. That was a 7.5. Meanwhile, Hughes Heidfeld still attacking the position of Takuma Sato. And Heidfeld gets through easily, but they need to let Massa through. It's a big mess. However, puts Montoya and Physical right in front of Tony. This is looking like a fantastic race at the moment, in a fight for the last podium position. Tony was fighting for 2nd in Magny Cours until the crash, with 14 laps to go. Here we have 44 laps to go. But he's not quite on the podium positions yet. And Physical seem to be pulling away from Tony in the very early stages of the race, so we'll see if Tony can prove himself better than the Renault in these conditions. Certainly proven to be faster than McLaren, but McLaren doesn't seem to be the fastest of the 3, even from Renault, Midland and Ferrari. Midland, Tony, because Hamilton is pretty much very low on a classification right now. There's a big gap now until Alonso finds some back markers, and therefore the rest of the top 6 is safe from back markers until probably 10 laps or so. However, Tony continues to close in on the McLaren driver. And Montoya is probably not liking the situation as things go there. Although he got out-qualified by the Brit. Speaking of which, Tony is the only British driver on the top 7 at the moment. So that is quite astonishing. The other one is Jensen Button in 8th place. So 2 Brits in the points position, a Spaniard, 2 Brazilian drivers, Colombian, an Italian and a German. So P4 could be changing very soon. Where is he? Still on the inside. And that's moved on. What a move from the Midland driver to get P4 and return to where he was very early on in the race. Fantastic move into turn 4 and 5. Now let's see if he can pull away McLaren Mercedes, because now that he overtook him, that's what he really needs. However, Montoya pits, so he's definitely doing a 3-stop. Physical didn't pit, however, so will Montoya try an undercut on Tony and Fisichella? Because the thing is, there's no back markers right now to mess with either of these rivals on track right now, except the Super Aguri ahead of Michael Schumacher, who's 12.8 ahead of Tony. So it didn't seem very likely that he was counting on someone else to help him out. And Fisichella pits, tries to undercut Tony, make sure the Brit doesn't gain too much time on him. Let's see if he can get another decent pit stop. Crap. 10.1 because of issues on the front tires, which almost puts Massa ahead. No, it puts Massa ahead, but it brakes later and it makes him stick as Massa he did an overcut on Montoya as well. Still side by side. Massa backs out of it for now. Just about stays in front of Massa. That 1 second nearly cost him 2 places. However, he maintains the net P4, and Montoya definitely the loser of this battle, going from 4th to net 6th place, now 7th, because Button still hasn't pitted. Of course, Button could be going for a 2-stop. That would be very interesting if he did. Because he's in a position to beat Tony, Massa and Montoya, because they would have both 1 stop to go and this lot would have to catch him up. But I think Button is still on a 3-stop though. I have to wait and see. 7.7 separates the 2 British drivers. 30 laps to go and Jenson Button pits. He pitted with maybe 50 laps ago. Button might be doing a 3-stop, but it's a bit of a weird one because he's pitting much later than everyone else. Meanwhile, there's a lot of back markers now between Alonso, Schumacher, Fisichella, and Tony still has a very, very empty track ahead of him. So this could play very nicely to the Midland driver to catch up to the top 3. No! Oh my... No way. No way this happens. Oh my god. I can't believe it. Oh my god. I never had problems on that corner. The one time it unsettles the car, just ruins the whole race. With only 20 and something laps to go. This is pretty much Magny Cours all over again. Wow. Wow. Oh, great. Yeah, sure. Because this was exactly what was happening during the race. Absolutely. Yeah, totally. Physical wins from Button. Had a Troy. Raikkonen. Yeah, sure. Barrichello, Michael Schumacher, Alonso and Massa. Great. Sato and Tony, the only guys not to finish. Liuzzi and Heidfeld 5 laps down. Speed and Ide 4 laps down. Webber and Montero 3 laps down. Wow. Schumacher 83, 13 points ahead of Fisichella. Interesting. Meanwhile, Tony is 18th place without points. Same with Midland. Still with no points. Oh my god, this is tiring. This is very frustrating. Not a good finish. You'll need a much better result from the next Grand Prix. We expect a high finish from our cars and drivers at MF1 Racing. That was very, very disappointing. But well, it's not the first time it happens. It happened at Monte Carlo. It happened at Magny Cours. Unfortunately, it wasn't third time lucky. But we'll have Turkey next at the Istanbul Park. So at least we can pray that will be a decent race for us, but nevertheless, I hope you enjoyed my return, and I'll see you very soon for the Turkish Grand Prix. Until then, take care.